Good morning. So, the channel's been fortunate enough to get our hands on a Stag 15 14.5-inch barrel, which I'm intending to use for IPSC Open division. I took it out for my first club shoot a few weeks ago, and I'm very glad that I wasn't filming it because it was dreadful. Partly because I have a lot of work to do, and partly because sometimes new firearms have a little bit of, have some teething problems. So what happened was, if you can look in there, when the action works and the recoil drives the hammer back, the trigger, the little hook on the trigger assembly, which you may or may not be able to see in there, that holds the hammer back while the action's working. And then, you see it, as I released and reset the trigger, it released it, and it goes forward again. So it goes back, gets released, and goes forward again. So what happened was, the surface there, and the little hooking surface on the trigger, top of the trigger, were binding onto each other, and the hammer wasn't being released. So as I tried to reset the trigger, they were binding onto each other. So I'd fire once, try to fire again, nothing would happen, manually cycle the rifle, fire again, etc., etc. It was horrible. Fortunately, there was a gunsmith there who worked on those surfaces, took a bit of the machining marks off them and some grit off them, and now it seems to work fine. The second problem, which I was expecting, is that this rifle is made for you silly right-handed people. And while I can use my right hand, come back and use my thumb to depress the magazine catch, it's a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do now is to install left-handed Norgon, well, ambidextrous magazine release that I've managed to get my hands on. So the first thing to do is take out this portion. Sorry, wrong finger. I think you're all lovely people and didn't intend to flip you off. This portion of the magazine catch. So I'm just going to use my little chamber flag to depress the button on the other side, and rotate this, and rotate, and rotate, and rotate. Release that for a moment. That's the little button. The spring is still in there on the other side. Take out the Norgon. So this will fulfill the same function, except you can see it's got this button I can access with my left forefinger on this side of the rifle. And go back in. Where are we there? Now I'm trying to remember which way it goes. That way. I'm pretty sure. Or the other way. So it's difficult to do while looking at the screen and handling everything backwards. I may edit parts of this out, I may not. Okay, there we go. I was right the first time. So again, use the chamber flag to press in so that it'll go flush with the magazine release button on the other side. little bit too far actually. Push it out again. And now you can see the little screw went through into the center of that button. It's now more or less flush. And on this side, that seems like it'll work. I'll just go and grab a magazine and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm using the Daniel Defense 32 rounder, which seems to work fine. It's the one thing that went right at my club shoot. Yes, it's empty, everything's empty. Yeah, seems to work fine, and I'm pressing the release with my thumb on the other side as well. Yeah, works great. I'll